Are there multiple ways to display the sweet science of boxing? Because you brought up that a new way went down and you left it at that. What you did not finish was not only did a new way go down, but he got back up, knocked down the guy who knocked him down, and he ended up stopping him. And you know, you know just as well as I know, boxing is like life. You're going to get knocked down sometimes. Sugar Ray Leonard got knocked down. Roberto Duran got knocked out. That's a part of boxing. Yeah. But what is it that you do when you get up? What you bragged about last year, you said that, you know what, while people was clowning your son, that what they didn't give him credit for was he kept getting back up and fighting. You're right about that. You're right about that. He kept getting back up and fighting.
Yeah. Okay, that's one. And that's one form. We showed you that last year. But let's show you something this year. Let's show you this year that if we don't want to get hit, I don't care how good that you think that the fighter is. We'll handicap him. We'll limit them. We'll make sure that, see, we learned that part too from Floyd, right? How to take away their weapon.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, man. You know, it's Bill Haney, man. Father, trainer, you know, and manager to the baddest man on the planet in boxing. Man, come on, man. What are we talking about? The best in the world. Devin the Dream Haney, man.
Hey, Bill. Fans, listen, man.
Shout out.
Go ahead.
Yeah, listen. Shout out to Coach Malachi and True Media Sports and all the other outlets that's covering this thing that we love to talk about called boxing, you know? And like I said, once again, Coach, you know, when you have everyone interested in the performance but not understanding it, then it gives me a job to come out and talk about. I mean, I'm so thankful that you are, though, because I told him then, Devin Haney is going to shine and he's going to be something to be talked about on whatever position on the card he is, whether he's the opening act or whether he's closing the show. You know, the haters gonna have something to say, and everyone that loves him is gonna have something to say.
So do you feel that anyone who has a criticism of Devin Haney's performance, do you just dismiss that as them being haters, or do you feel that they might have a legitimate?
No.
Right.
That's their chance. You know, that's their chance. You know, it's you know, sometimes you root for the villain and sometimes you root for the hero of the movie. You know what I'm saying? But they both play their part and they both do wonderful jobs. That's what makes boxing what it is, you know? But when I get a chance to talk to, you know, you, Coach Malachi, and guys that are able to bring the content, that are able to have enough time to examine it, take a look at it, and damn, did you see Inoue go down? I mean, you see Ryan Garcia go down. I mean, you see Canelo not able to cut the ring off on a fighter in William Skull that had 9 knockouts. I mean, this boxing is called the sweet science, right? It's not called Rock'em Sock'em. It's not called
Bill, what's Rock'em Sock'em? Please break that down for me. What is Rock'em Sock'em? Give me some examples of Rock'em Sock'em.
Well, listen, in Rock'em Sock'em, there's only one way to do is to come forward, like, you know, like the little game, the little Rock'em Sock'em games. There's no science in Rock'em Sock'em. You know what I mean? It's rocking them and socking them. When you talk about two fighters,
was a New Way's performance Rock'em Sock'em?
Huh?
Was a New Way's performance Rock'em Sock'em?
Oh no, I'm gonna talk about a Rock'em Sock'em.
Okay.
Eubank and fucking
Conor
Benn.
Right.
That's Rock'em Sock'em. But that's two great. That's a great fight between two fighters that started the game late. You know what I'm saying? They got the game late, so it's going to be one way and only one way only that you're going to go there. So you got a fighter like Devin, who I told you, I said he has a warehouse full of tools and ways that he can beat you, you know, and ways that he can fight you. You know what I'm saying? So we can fight to our advantage or we can fight to the opponent's advantage. It just depends. And when we fought Ryan Garcia, flat-footed, in his face, all that. No one respected him. He went down 3 times, and we told you, I said, I don't have to have Devin get hit not one time.
Bill.
And still the fighter across from me, listen, he didn't just walk up out of there the same. He walked up out of there, listen, his ego, his community, he lost a lot. He lost an opportunity, and if he could do better, he would have. He had a Hall of Famer. He had the trainer of the year in his corner. So you don't think the trainer of the year can tell a fighter what to go and do? You don't think he's going to tell them? They're not telling the truth. This is called the science. And if you're limited, listen, like let
me ask you this. You say, I'm glad you brought up the science. Are there multiple ways to display the sweet science of boxing? Because you brought up that a new way went down and you left it at that. What you did not finish was not only did a new way go down, but he got back up, knocked down the guy who knocked him down, and he ended up stopping him. And you know just as well as I know, boxing is like life. You're going to get knocked down sometimes. Sugar Ray Leonard got knocked down. Roberto Duran got knocked out. That's a part of boxing. Yeah. But what is it that you do when you get up? What you bragged about last year, you said that, you know what, while people was clowning your son, that what they didn't give him credit for was he kept getting back up and fighting. You're right about that. You're right about that. He kept getting back up and fighting.
Yeah. Okay, that's one. And that's one form. We showed you that last year. But let's show you something this year. Let's show you this year that if we don't want to get hit, I don't care how good that you think that the fighter is. We'll handicap them. We'll limit them. We'll make sure that, we learned that part too from Floyd, right? How to take away their weapon. Now, but guess what? Ain't no sense in using ours because y'all say we ain't got none anyway. So if we handicap your favorite fighter or handicap a fighter that you guys said when we were going to get knocked out, you said we were Kenny, you said that, you know what I mean? He has PTSD.
Yeah, that's what Timothy Bradley said.
Yeah. So what about if we don't get hit?
Can you not get hit mid-range?
Listen, you cannot get hit mid-range. You can get not hit on the inside too as well. You see what I mean? But when you take a fighter and you take a fighter and a 2-time champion like Jose Ramirez, and then you take a fighter a trainer like Robert Garcia, and you say, you know what? I said, okay, guess what? These guys, to me, like Lomachenko and his dad, they're easier to me. They're easier to fight because they're going to prepare in a different way. Now, a fighter like you might not expect Rolly to do certain things because he started the game late.
He started like 17, right?
Yeah, he started like 17. So he's going to have what you call an awkward style. And even though he doesn't have, so he might not have a Hall of Fame trainer in there that you know what I mean, teaching like discipline. So to do the what normal in boxing. So it might be a little bit, that's what you call an awkward. Jose Ramirez.
Rolly don't have a ring IQ that someone like a Ryan Garcia is supposed to have, who comes from the amateur background and the pedigree. Yeah. But he has the will and the desire to win, and he displayed that against Ryan Garcia this past weekend. Bill,
Ryan Garcia, like I told everybody, Ryan Garcia was not the same Ryan Garcia because, believe it or not, when you lose your job from using PEDs or using drugs, and you know what I mean, that's what you were using, and now you don't have it anymore, the confidence. So what you saw was a fighter that wasn't confident as he was because he was on the PEDs. And he probably had been doing the PEDs for a long time.
Yeah.
You really should thank Devin when everyone was saying that it's an undercard fight, and this and that. How can the undercard, right, dictate what kind of drug testing that it's going to be? To show you, right? We were on the fact that it should be drug testing from the beginning to now, to continue drug testing throughout the fight. Remember, Devin is a 365, 24/7 advocate of drug testing. So we believe that drug testing shouldn't stop right now. The fighter should still be getting tested for their next fight. And, when you talk about what you got a chance to see and Ryan Garcia is one thing. But you talk about Jose Ramirez, you talk about a fighter that historically throws a lot of punches, has put pressure on guys, got him on the rope and got him out of there. You know what I'm saying?
So you say so basically what you're saying is Jose Ramirez, the premise that you're laying is Jose Ramirez was able to do all these great things in the past, but then he ran up on a superior athlete such as Devin the Dream Haney, and you was able to handicap him because you did not allow Jose Ramirez to be able to do the things he normally do against fighters prior to Devin Haney. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is Devin Haney scared, Bill? Because I got people who hear me out. I have people who are friends of Devin Haney. I'm rooting for Devin Haney myself. I'm rooting for him. I like, yeah, he gonna beat Jose Ramirez pretty good. And I had high expectations because I know Devin Haney sacrificed a lot. He went to Big Bear, he left the mansion, left the Rolls Royce, went to Big Bear, trained, hooked up with Sugar Shane Mosley. So I was under the impression that I was going to see some Sugar Shane Mosley like type of performance or whatever, in that fight. And the performance that I got was the total opposite of what was I expecting. So that doesn't necessarily mean that me or anyone who may feel like me is hating on Devin Haney. It's just that what we expected versus what we saw was two different things. Is that a fair assessment in your opinion, or no?
No, absolutely. Because with everything that Sugar Shane would bring to the table that we would bring out, it was an opportunity for a world-class trainer like Robert Garcia to counter. It was certain shit that we would have done that they prepared for, but no different than Loma Chico's dad. I had to give both of them a fight that they couldn't prepare for. And that's the difference between Devin's style and anyone else. Is okay. So I said, wow, I got him. I got him. Because he's so predictable. He's gonna predict that we're going to go with what Barbosa had success with. He's gonna predict that everyone thinks that Devin is gonna go back to who Devin is. I said no. I said this is what we're gonna give them. And we're gonna show that Devin is a superior athlete. That in order to be elite, you have to have more in your toolbox than just coming forward. You gotta be able to go lateral, both directions, and close the door.
So
you can't just think it. Okay, well if he's going that way, then throw a left hook to the body and watch you come over the top. Or how about this? When over on that side, throw a right hand to the body.
So basically, are you saying that what the performance that Devin Haney did, he won the fight. That was the game plan going into the fight? That was your game plan?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And they weren't going to get any more. That's all you're going to get. You're going to say that, first of all, you're going to say that we're not the main event, for one. Second of all, you're going to say that Jose Ramirez is a two-division champion, right? He's two-division champion, but then you'll say, okay, well, he's 32 and he's old, or you'll say anything else. So I'll tell you one thing I'll say is that we shut him down, we shut Robert Garcia down, and on to the next.
All right, so I'm glad you said on to the next. Jose Ramirez, when the fight was over with, he was sitting inside of the ambulance. I think you told me, make sure, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think you told me that Jose Ramirez had suffered a broken jaw or a fractured jaw. Is that the case?
I don't know what he suffered. I know that social media, he was in the back of an ambulance, something that we weren't. Thank God that we have not had to go to the ambulance. You know what I mean? I know they Devin and Devin might have had a broken jaw the last fight. And I said, where did they come up with that? They're just saying it. We weren't in the ambulance. We didn't go to the hospital. We didn't do none of that. So that's what I wanted to say with the answer to this new fight was Devin ended up ringside watching Rolly Romero. That's what they're running the pictures of that while they're running the pictures of Jose Ramirez in the ambulance.
So what happened to Jose? What happened to him? Why he's in the ambulance?
Listen, I don't know. I know Rolly didn't have to go to the ambulance, and Devin didn't have to go to the ambulance. I don't know where Theo was at or not. You know what I mean? I just know what happened with Devin and Rolly.
Is the rematch dead with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney now that Rolly Romero successfully defeated Ryan Garcia?
Listen, as long as they say that Ryan didn't do shit and that they strike it off of the memories of the people that Ryan Garcia is a tough guy, right? He is not a tough guy. He is the guy that you saw on Friday. He is a guy that when he's not on Ostarine, he's not on mushrooms, he's not on that secret sauce. So, I mean, if he's not who he says that he is, and everybody says that Devin, then you would want to see the fight. But the distractors, right, the haters, right, they're going to say something else different. So if not, we won, right? We won the fight, and we won the opportunity to beat Ryan Garcia up for everything that he had done. A drug-free Ryan Garcia.
So is that a yes or a no? The rematch is still on for October?
Well, listen, it will be up to it. Remember, they didn't want the rematch at first, right? They didn't want the rematch. They kept saying no to the rematch. We filed the lawsuit, right? I filed the lawsuit, right? And then Turkey put the fight on the table, right? And the fight was supposed to happen, right? We were both supposed to win or whatever. I don't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? On Ryan's part, on our part, it was to win. We had to win. And that's what they said, brother, you got to win. You make sure that you win. You know, make sure you guys have a good training camp, man. Good luck. We did our part.
Okay, so you did your part. You won. Ryan Garcia didn't do his part. He lost. So that brings me to this. That means
I don't know, but I don't know. What I'm saying is I don't know if that's Ryan's part. Bill,
you got to know that, because there's no way that you're dealing with a Turkey Al-Sheikh, a guy that's the financier of these fights, and you went to him for the sole purposes of making this rematch between you and Ryan Garcia, and you know what your part is, but you don't know what the opponent that you're looking to fight part is. That doesn't make sense.
I don't listen. No. What I'm saying is that we wanted to fight Ryan Garcia for the shit that he done on April the 20th. That's what this shit is about. It's not about Rolly Romero. It's not about nobody else. It's about that. That's why Devin did the promotion. That's why Devin did the commercial. That's why he did that. He had to think about that during the fight with Jose Ramirez. He said, as much as I would like to, and think about Ryan Garcia right now, I have to deal with Jose Ramirez first and Ryan Garcia's next. He did a fucking commercial. So what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
He did the commercial, he did the promotion, he did all that.
Yeah, you're right.
But I'm saying this.
No, you're right about that.
Does not take away. Yeah, but that does not take away from the fact that Devin doesn't still want to fight him. Nothing takes away that.
So if Turkey Al-Sheikh is not interested in financing the fight, you, Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia, that fight still can be made. That means that Oscar De La Hoya or some other financier that the promoters or maybe yourself
may find the financier is the people. The people pay for the fight. The people know that that's a fight that they're gonna watch. You know what I'm saying? That they're gonna watch that. I mean, that's no secret. You know what I mean? Would they not watch it?
I think the people was interested in watching that fight prior to this past weekend's performances. I think now, after, when I'm looking online, there's a lot of people saying they're not even interested in seeing that fight anymore after this past weekend performance.
Listen, because guess what? They're not Devin Haney fans, and they don't want to see Devin with and vindicated with the West End. Well, remember, it was millions of people that were saying that the fight, that Devin would lose, Devin's gonna lose, and now I don't want to see it. Yeah, you don't want to see it because you don't want to see the fact that you feel that Devin is gonna win.
No, Bill, I don't know, Bill. I don't think it's that simple, brother. I know people who are Devin Haney fans, and they didn't like Devin Haney's performance. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never seen Devin Haney fight the way he fought this past Friday. I never seen that. It looked to me. Hear me out, Bill. Hear me out. To me, brother. I thought.
Supposed to.
Yeah, I never seen him. It kind of looked like he was overly cautious or maybe even scared to the point.
Yeah, but he wasn't supposed to. He wasn't supposed to see it. You saw it Friday, and the next fight you won't see the same style. But the thing about it is that anything that you expected, anything that you prepared for, you weren't going to see. Because I wasn't going to give you guys no action at it. I wasn't going to give y'all no action at saying shit. He didn't get hit with nothing. Boom, boom, down goes Inoue. Boom, down goes Ryan Garcia. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let's talk about that. Yeah, you're right. Let's talk about that.
Listen, purposely.
No, you're right.
I didn't give y'all shit.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Boom.
Let me tell you this, though. Let me tell you this. There was no point Robert Garcia and Jose Ramirez was in the fight. There was no point that everyone thought that Devin was losing the fight or going to lose. Everybody, you know what y'all kept waiting on? The person kept waiting on is, damn, when is he going to get to him? Damn, when is he going to nothing. That's it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. But guess what? We're in New York, and I wanted to approach it the New York Knicks kind of way. I wanted to make it ugly, make it bad, make it everything that they didn't believe and they couldn't prepare for. Remember, this is a two-term champion and a Hall of Fame trainer, Hall of Fame fighter, right? A guy that knows everything about boxing. So why can't you cut off the ring? If Devin can't punch, if he ain't got no power, then what's the problem? You put any guy that doesn't know how to fight in there with a guy that knows how to fight, there's nowhere to run.
Bill, do you think that the fans are patiently waiting for Devin Haney's next fight against Ryan Garcia? Is that going to be the next fight for y'all?
No, that's not. Listen, that's not our job. That's not our job for them to love and care and all this other shit. Let them keep doing what they do, because the rest of the landscape in boxing, they can't take it. We're going to fight anybody that you pick. Anybody in or around our division, we'll fight them and we'll shut them down. Period.
Is the lawsuit still standing now that this fight with you and Ryan Garcia, Devin and Ryan Garcia is not going to happen?
I don't know the fight's not happening. I don't know that. Didn't nobody tell me that it wasn't happening.
What about the lawsuit? Is that still pending?
But what I'm saying is, no one told me that the fight wasn't happening. Did you hear the fight wasn't happening?
No, I didn't hear it from Turk out of sheet, but I also did not see you guys step in the ring like Crawford stepped in the ring with Canelo, and that fight was announced that they was fighting each other in September. So I didn't see that happen as well. I do know that Devin Haney had Ryan Garcia won. I do know that Devin Haney was supposed to step inside of the ring, and Turk out of sheet was going to make an announcement that Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney will face each other later on this year. Now that Ryan Garcia lost, they stopped you guys from stepping inside of the ring. So that tells me everything I need to know from that standpoint. Am I looking at it wrong?
Well, I mean, from marketing the next fight, I'm definitely feel like that Ryan Garcia, with all the unanswered questions within himself, right, was not ready to answer and talk about the next fight, right? He wasn't ready to do that, right? That was too fast, too much on him. You know what I mean? By him just now losing. Let the loss sink in. Let Rolly Romero, let all that sink in. Let everything sink in. And then we sit down and we talk about what way to announce the fight.
Well, are you interested in fighting Rolly Romero if Ryan Garcia is not available?
Man, Devin beats them all, man. Rolly Romero, Teofimo Lopez, all of them, dog. It don't matter.
All right, Bill. I know.
I have enough respect and no disrespect, right? But at the same time, I know who Devin Haney is, and I know what he brings to the table. I know the arsenal that he has. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I will say this. You know, again, like you said, you didn't let everybody know what the game plan was. I get that. I do understand that. But, you know, people did have expectations. I'm not going to lie. I was fooled. I was under the impression that, you know, he was going to fight a different style. But like you said, you kept that game plan under wraps. So the performance that we saw with Devin Haney, you was just showing that, hey, you know, he can disarm this guy and hit and, you know, hit and not get hit, whatever.
Yeah, they beg. Hey, listen, they beg you. They beg you. You have Mexican fighters that beg for them not to see that style. They beg. You hear Canelo Alvarez say about Crawford that he hopes that he doesn't have the style that William Skull had. William Skull watched Devin. William Skull, but at the same time is you can't just watch it. You can't just watch that because you have to make the transition immediately from that to another style if the ring gets cut off. If the ring ain't cut off, then the door is always open to go through.
So
I mean, and it's something that the old school trainers that I learned. You know what I'm saying? I learned this from the old guys about being able to go lateral, out the door.
Yeah, so I get that the old school trainers have, they teach several different things like Eddie Futch, all those guys. Even Floyd Mayweather Sr. I watched some of his fights in the 70s. Even one of my favorite fights when he fought Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh.
So that was a good fight as well. But it says, according to stats, I don't know if you know about this. I'm reading something right now on my phone. It says Haney and Ramirez set the record for least amount of punches thrown in a 12-round fight. Was that the plan?
That's not true.
Was that the plan?
But that's not true. The record has been set by Canelo Alvarez.
Oh yeah, Canelo. So Canelo set it after you guys. No, they were talking about throne. We're talking about throne. I think Canelo never threw more punches, if I'm not mistaken.
No, listen. Canelo Alvarez set the record and broke the record of history. They're number one.
They're number one? Okay. So who's number two? Who's number two?
Number two in history, or number three in history, or number four in history?
Yeah,
we're not number two in history.
Yeah, number two.
Listen, no, we're not number two. I don't know who number two is.
Bill.
I don't know.
Bill.
No, I'm saying I don't know who number two is in history. I don't.
Okay, so if y'all ain't number one, if Canelo number one, then who number two?
I don't know who number two is. It's not us.
Bill, you funny than a motherfucker.
You want me to check it out?
Bill,
it's not us. I don't know. Y'all making up this number. Who's number two in history? Who's number two in history? I don't think you're no longer history if you're number two in history. I don't know about that.
Hey, Bill, you in that bullshit. Bill, you funny to the
who's number two? Who's number two?
Hold on, Bill. Bill, check this out. I got somebody called me Saturday. He said he wanted all the smoke.
No, but I'm saying this. But was he going to tell us who's number two in history? So we'll know that.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to.
I heard y'all was number one. Hold on, matter of fact, let me Google it. I heard y'all was number one from what I looked up. Y'all was number one.
Okay, well so
well,
take a look. Get it right now. Take a look. Get it right.
Hold on, wait a minute now. Hold on, wait a minute.
Don't convict us of nothing that we ain't did. You know what I mean?
No, I'm saying this. Listen, okay. It says right here. It say per CompuBox, Canelo landed 56 of 152 punches, and William Skull landed 55 of 293 punches. You get what I'm saying? So I think. Hold on, let me see.
So landed punches. I don't know if they. I don't know. They're number one, bro.
They number one. Let me see.
Yeah, they're number one.
You say, all right. Well, if they number one, y'all number two, and if y'all number one, they number two.
No. We're not number two either, bro. But you can check that out. I was wondering who was number two. I was wondering that.
Let me Google this right now.
Google who's number two. Who's number two? Since Canelo being, I know, since Canelo being number one is good enough, let's look for number two. Let's look for number two.
Man. Hey, Bill.
Listen, we're talk about, I love it, because when you talk about the job that I do as a manager, right? Just that part of it is having the fact that you'll have a Canelo Alvarez at number one, and you say, okay, no, well, we want to just see what that. Okay, that's good. You have a Canelo Alvarez who's fighting a Bud Crawford, and we say, well, let's talk about Devin. You got the Anyway, boom, down goes Anyway, boom. But we'll talk about Devin. I sure appreciate it, man. You see what I mean? I do, because I believe that it deserves that kind of. attention, but not the fact that it's the fact
you're right.
is that
you're right.
You have Robert Garcia, and you have them, and you have a style, a Mexican pressure, go forward, and you don't shut the Haneys up. I guarantee you, they're not getting the praise and you could see it. Pull up Jose Ramirez's Instagram.
Saudi Arabia, let's say the poetry total represented the fewest punches combined thrown in the 12 round bout in the 40 years. Yeah, in 40 years. So they number one. You're right. You're right. Y'all, hold on. Y'all were number one until Canelo. Remember, y'all.
Listen, no, you would like that would fit. The narrative.
Bill, this what the people talking about, fam.
Well, listen. Ask Google was Devin and Bill. Excuse me, was Ramirez and Haney ever number one? But if it says anywhere around Canelo Alvarez is cool, ain't it? Anywhere around Canelo Alvarez is cool, right?
Yeah.
Cool, but if I did it, fuck it. What's the record of justice? Hey, but when I keep talking, it's cool when I do it. You know that song?
It's cool. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it, huh? Okay. All right. Yeah.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it, right? Yeah. What else is it?
It's an F.
You can't say it. Let me let Daddy say it.
It's an F. Yeah. Hey, okay. Let me ask you this. Did you see the Canelo skull fight?
Huh?
Did you see the Canelo William skull fight? Canelo versus. Did you see the Canelo fight?
Yeah.
Did you who you thought won that fight?
Canelo.
Why did you think Canelo won that fight?
Because Crawford and what's the name are the bigger fights. You got to understand that, Canelo is the face of boxing. If Canelo can choose to be strategic and be calculated and not give you, he gives you a strategic fight and he actually wins the fight and he didn't take it from him, then you got to give it to Canelo. He's the guy. So, William Skull didn't take it from him. He just showed that Canelo can be vulnerable to a fighter like a Bud Crawford, who I think, and everyone else thinks now has a more of a chance, right? I'm the one that told him. I said, man, you got him. And now I think, I think even more, huh?
No, that's true. You did. Yeah, he said that. He said you were the reason why he's fighting Canelo. He said you were the one that planted that seed in his brain, and you kept telling him that's your fight, the Canelo fight. He said that.
Yeah. And then when you see him look across from me, and you say, God damn, man, for the Crawford family, for the name, the legacy, the everything that checks off on all the boxes, right? Crawford ain't no scary dude to nobody. I don't care. You could have been, the guy could be 6'5". Crawford don't care nothing about that. But 5, but still like that, and then not necessarily as fast, but powerful, with the, not have as much speed, can't cut off the ring the way that he can with Crawford, lateral and stuff like that. I mean, it's going to be a tremendous fight between two super talented champions. I mean, Canelo, it's just, that's all you got to say. The name Canelo, it speaks for itself. And then Bud. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a heck of a joint, man. And I told Bud, that appreciated the fact that, he kept it real and told the people that, that's because that's the fight that the people want to see. And that's the same thing with Dev. You know what I mean? I have a pulse on the people of what they want to see, and I always keep it real with Devin, and I kept it real with Bud.
So what is it that you have to do now? You're going to have to go back and revisit Turki Al-Sheikh and see, because I'm from what I'm hearing. Now you more closer to the situation than I am. But I heard Eddie Hearn say that fight is dead. That fight ain't happening now because Ryan Garcia lost. I'm hearing Tim Bradley say the same thing. People are saying that fight is over with. That's why you guys were not allowed to step in the ring in order to announce that fight. And it kind of seemed like the way that fight was.
But we also heard, or actually seen. So I don't go about what I hear from people that aren't the decision makers in there, because Eddie Hearn is not a decision maker on there. Turkey Al-Sheikh said that he's still behind Ryan Garcia. So that let me know, with him still being behind Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney is one of the best fights that they can make, because the relationship that Devin has with Turkey, and also how the relationship that Turkey has with Ryan. Ryan is the one that actually gave Turkey the phone call. It wasn't that Oscar. He said, I talked to Oscar. He said, I talked to Ryan Garcia, and everything is okay. That Ryan will be back.
Do you feel vindicated, Bill? Because last year, after Devin Haney lost to Ryan Garcia, and when it was found out that Ryan Garcia was a drug cheat, you guys got clowned the entire year. We even played the Haney Pack song over here on this channel. You know, it was a funny song. I'm not going to lie, it was a funny song. The guys who edited it on the internet. But you said that the entire time that, listen, the reason why that fight happened the way it happened.
Y'all was smoking on Boo Boo.
Did you get what I'm saying? So do you feel vindicated? Do you feel vindicated?
No, I'm saying this. Listen, y'all was smoking Boo Boo and you was acting like you was high. It was like a nigga at the party, and he was, smoking some of that Reggie. Yeah. And he's like, I'm high as a motherfucker, man. Whoa.
Yeah, I know a nigga. I know a nigga who did that.
You wasn't even smoking real weed.
Hey.
Yeah, you was smoking CBD.
Hey, but no,
it wasn't real.
No, but my question is, do you feel vindicated?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You have a right. You have a right. You have a right. You definitely have a right to talk as much shit as you want.
My vindication is to my people that I'm telling them, this sport that you love, you want to see it when the fighters are on drugs. Because listen, if you was on drugs, coach, then you know what I'm saying, you could do different things. You could do a lot of people in the chat. Everything that we all do, you know what I'm saying, is not performance enhanced. So who has the right to like piss on our head and tell us it's rain, be doing performance enhancing drugs, acting like that they're, you know what I mean, that they're godly, like they're, shit that they're, you know what I mean, you can't do that.
Let me ask you this. I gotta ask you this. Did Two-Tone the Superstar, shout out to Tone, did Two-Tone the Superstar and Showbiz the Adult, did they apologize to you? Because those were some of the biggest advocates of Osterman not being a factor in Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia's performance. Now we see a year later, Ryan Garcia don't have that same confidence. Rolly Romero out-thought him inside of the ring, took away his left hook. He didn't have anything else. He got dropped, and he looked like a total different fighter. Did they apologize to you? Tone, I'm talking about you. Did they apologize to you, or him and Showbiz, or what? What did they do? They didn't.
No, them two guys. I got bigger fish to fry. Yeah. I got some more guys that need to apologize. So you know what I'm saying. I'm not necessarily worried about them.
Who's the bigger fish? Who's the bigger fish? Can you share it?
No, right now I'm waiting to see. Let me give it a couple days. Give it a couple days, and let's see. Let's see. Let's see. But I definitely feel a lot of the momentum from the Ryan Garcia hype train is come to a screeching halt.
Yeah,
I don't see it the same way.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. Whatever. Yeah, it's over with. Yeah, it's over. Don't nobody believe in Ryan no more. That's over with. That's over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all right.
But let me tell you though. But let me tell you this though. He's still a 12-time amateur champion. You know what I'm saying? He's not a world champion, but he's a 12-time amateur champion.
Instagram model.
Believe,
Instagram model.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That I believe that has. He has a career in boxing, but I don't think that, like I said, I don't think that he's, without the drugs and all the other stuff, I don't think he stands a chance against Devin in the way that that people would like. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, Bill? This is the thing, Bill. You keep talking about what the people would like. The people are upset at the performance of Ryan Garcia in a loss and Devin Haney in a victory. So what can you say right now? Hear me out. Bill, hear me out. What can you I don't know.
Not true. Bro.
Okay, well, Devin Haney fans don't feel that way. I'm gonna say that.
No, listen, let me tell you.
Bill, are you watching the internet, Bill? Are you watching with the comments?
I'm watching the internet and I'm loving it because what I'm saying is that the same people. Matter of fact, you know what? Turn on the phone line, man. Let's just talk to the people. We don't have to watch them. Let's turn on the phone line.
All right, y'all call the show, man. 530-494-9636. So y'all call the show. And listen, Gray said he want all the smoke with you too. He called me Saturday. He was clowning your son. He said he want all the smoke with you. I just want to let you know that you got a match with Gray coming up.
Gray is not a real person, right? Gray don't like nobody. He's an old grumpy man. And hold on.
We got a call. We got a call coming up.
Hold on.
All right. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, No Cup Entertainment. Wagwan, Coach. Wagwan, Mr. Bill Haney.
Yes, sir.
Yo, talk that talk, you know, Bill. Talk that talk, Bill.
Blessings, King. Blessings.
It be low key hating on Devin. At the end of the day, Devin came in there. You can see that he boxed to the game plan. You came in there with a game plan. You boxed to the game plan. You came out there with a victory. Now, I'll be real with you there. I'll be real as well, Bill. I liked what I saw with Devin in regards to when he did let his hands go. You know how us boxing fans are. You know what I'm saying? We like activity. Just like when we had the Conor Benn and the Cushy back fight.
Yeah.
That was obviously, I wouldn't say those fighters are necessarily at a world level. But it was a great entertaining fight, as you know yourself, of course, yeah?
Yeah.
Bill, you guys just carry on being great. MashaAllah, subhanallah, la ilaha illallah, brother. Yeah?
Yeah.
Brother, you know, I'll finish because I'll let other people call it. We have a saying in the Caribbean culture.
All right.
Who God bless, no man curse. Yeah? So, salute. I'm going to jump off, let the other people shout on, but I just want to quickly jump on to give you your flowers, Bill. And you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing Dev go through the levels because I know I can see some more levels come through. So hope Shane and everyone in the camp's good. And I'm looking forward, like I said, moving on to the next. Let's go.
All right, salute, fam. Salute, fam. Yeah. Hello, Bill. We got another call, Bill.
Martin,
we got another call, Bill. Hold on, Bill. We got another call. Man, this shit right here. Damn, we got calls calling in. We got calls calling in at the same damn time. Hold on. I gotta wait till this call fall off before I even click back over. Man, just fall off. All right, cool. Bill.
No, yeah.
Bill, hold on. I got another call calling in right now. Hold on. I got calls calling in at the same damn time. Hold on. All right, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Raymond Moore from Illinois.
Raymond Moore. Hey, when y'all call, land the plane, man, because we got a lot of calls. Please get to your points. Go ahead, Phil.
Man, shout out Illinois, man. What's going on with you? What's up, man? Hey, look, I was just telling Coach, I'm one of Darren's fans. He said I fuck with Darren hard. I got y'all a little Darren shit, a little DHC good. But man, that shit y'all pulled the other night, bro. Y'all can't do that again, bro. Please don't do that bullshit again. Cause nigga, how is we supposed to buy some shit? If a nigga ain't fighting, bro, like I've been rocking with Devin this whole time, bro. We want to see the old Darren. We don't want to see that shit that was, cause y'all could have stole the weekend, to be honest. Like you niggas could have stole the whole show if you just would have let Darren be Darren. And that's my thing. Do you ever think about stepping down from coaching and just being a full-time promoter? Because I think you a better dude. Nick can't tell you what to do, but I feel like you're a better promoter than the coach. Because it's like you don't got no answers for him when he's in the corner neither. So, what do you think? Well, I mean, and I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate that. But the thing about it is that if they had the answers, they would have done it. And I'm saying you have a world champion coach. Are we going to ask Robert Garcia that he needs to step down for the performance that he did? Okay, matter of fact, let me ask you this then. Should Robert Garcia retire? Because he didn't have no answer.
I ain't saying he should retire. I'm saying you should.
No, what I'm saying is, wait, King. Okay, because I'm hearing what you're saying is, but you've already said you don't have to say it again. But I'm asking, do you believe that Robert Garcia should do the same thing? Because he didn't have no answers, right?
I mean, yeah, he really. I mean, I got the same opinion for him too. For real. Like that should be trash too.
Okay, but Robert Garcia is the trainer of the year, though, right? This year, the trainer of the year.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
we talking about what's best there, Bill.
Wait.
We talking about there right now.
Okay, but but we say fucking niggas though. But we say when we talk about the trainer going up against with a game plan against another trainer. So I was going up against the trainer of the year, correct?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Okay,
wait.
Give me a second, King. Let me land the plane. Right? If I can go up against the trainer of the year, right? And Robert Garcia, who's had multiple fighters, who's also been in there, and you say that he's trash. You say that he's trash, right? He didn't have no answers.
Yeah, his fight was ass.
Okay, so then I did a great job then.
Yeah, you did. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah. Just don't do that shit again, man.
Listen, this is the day. Hey, Raymond, and salute to you, fam. Thank you for calling, brother. Shout out to Raymond, man. Look here, man. Bill, these are the people, man. That dude is a diehard Devin Haney fan. Well, hold on, the phone lines.
But you see when I talk to him,
phone lines hot.
When he learns the game, if you allow me to teach. The game is a sweet science, so it's a whole lot into it.
So the sweet science, the sweet science is hitting and not getting hit. So
and winning. Listen, and winning, not just that you got the science and you're not winning. You know what I'm saying? We won on all three judges' scorecards. You hear me?
Yeah, I get all that. You won on all three judges' scorecard. I was always taught from what I learned from my uncle. You know, when they score a fight, they look at the number of quality punches landed. They look at did you dominate the bout from a technical or tactical standpoint. They look at their competitiveness, meaning did you try to initiate and show a desire to win. They look at effective aggression. They look at defense, ring generalship. What else?
Guess what you have to
clean punches.
Gotta look at.
No.
Your uncles would have to look at. King, I understand what they got to look at, but we got to look at what the judges looked at as well. The judges grade on that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, that's
true.
What they grade on.
That's what they grade on.
There was not one judge that graded or picked Jose Ramirez for anything that he done.
That's true. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying. I think a lot of. I just wanted to clear up that, you know, that's the judges. Again, each judge look at things differently. You know what I mean? They know certain styles that they like, you know, and stuff like that. So and they pretty much call it.
No, but we had something. I have something else for him. But if you don't stop what we're doing,
you're not going to stop doing
it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to stop doing it.
I get what you're saying. You had a contingency plan just in case. Okay, we're gonna go with this plan right here, and if this don't work, if he stopped this, then we got a backup plan. So what you're saying is, what you're telling the fans is, if Jose Ramirez would have did a better job in doing his job, then that would have given you guys an opportunity to show another wrinkle in Devin Haney's game. That's what you're saying?
Well, yeah, but I'm saying is, if you cut off it's no fucking secret, man. The shit is out because Canelo did it then, and I know with anybody else to get to an elite level, you got to be able to go both ways, and you got to be able to have something in both hands. So Dev he got enough to keep you honest. You see him hitting with a left uppercut.
Yeah.
That got the respect from him. He hit him with a right hand over on the side, on that side, that gave him respect. So it was respect on both sides. But it was a fight for Jose to want to get a mid-range counter on Dev. So Dev never gave him the mid-range counter, which would have been Jose Ramirez's famous left hand to the body.
We got other calls.
We didn't give him no air. Hold on. So we didn't give him no air for the left hand on the body. He would have to have thrown the left hand on the body outside. So I took away his biggest weapon. That was his left hand to the body. I went the direction away from his right hand, which was his signature punch. And the only thing that he had was a long left hook that he could have did. So it was totally handicapping a fighter that I respected the corner. So I said, listen, okay, this is the plan. If he didn't taught him like he should have taught him, then he's gonna cut the ring off there, and then you're gonna check hook him, and you're gonna go the other direction. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes.
he would never come. He would never come. He would never try to close the door.
Bill, we got other calls. People trying to get to you. Hey, hold on. I'll wait.
But do you understand? Because I want them to know what they're looking at.
Yeah, I see what you said. So what you're doing is you're educating the people on what they saw. You're telling them you didn't see what you thought you saw. You didn't see running.
No.
You didn't see Devin Haney being scared. No. What you saw was a strategy that we implored to handicap our opponent, take away his best weapon, while at the same time implementing what you needed to do in order to get the victory. I got you. Hold on, we got another call.
But also handicapping a coach who hasn't prepared his fighter for everything. He only prepared him for the Devin Haney that everybody knew. And if I give him the Devin Haney that everybody knows, that's the one that he prepared for. That's where the counters is at. So we had to give him something else different, man. We couldn't afford to it because y'all wasn't gonna respect us if he get hit with a shot like anyway. Then you say he's chinny. If he goes down like Ryan, then you say he's shot. You see what I'm saying? So now the one that they come up with is PSD. He's scared to get hit.
PTSD.
Yeah, they said he's scared to get hit, not he's chinny. He's scared to get hit. Well, hell, man.
All right, Bill. Hold on, Bill. Hold on. I got other call. I got other call. Let me get it. Yeah, okay. Bad. Hey, this dog, Bill, man. I'll call him. What's the name? Where you calling from?
It's G5 from the Bronx.
G5, talk to me, brother.
Put you down.
Hey, what's going on, Bill? I got two questions for you, Bill.
Yes, sir.
What was the grade you gave Dev for Friday's night performance?
Okay, so there's gonna be two grades that I'm gonna give him. One, A for sticking to the game plan, right? And I'm gonna give him an A for dealing with the pressure.
I gave him a D, to be honest, right? This is why I gave him a D, because I expected him to come in there and show out and perform like we never seen. And he kind of ran. Well, he didn't kind of run. He did run. He got on his bike and he ran. I gave him a D, but it could be, a C-. But he won. And the Ryan fight, right? Are we going to get that fight in October, or is that off the table?
What grade did you give him? That's your grade. What did you give the opponent?
What did I give Ramirez? I gave Ramirez a D too, because he didn't come to fight. It's like everybody came there to collect a bag, and that was it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think Ramirez had a lot more on the table than that. You know what I'm saying? I think Ramirez and Robert Garcia and all that, I think that they had a lot more on the table to win, to beat us than when we had to win to beat them.
All right, so let's say you don't fight Ryan in your next fight. Would you give Rolly the chance, or is there somebody else on the table?
No. Rolly is a good fighter, but I don't want to get distracted from the agreement that I had about Ryan Garcia first. I don't want
that's contractual, right?
No way out to say, oh, well, Bill's willing to go here and go there. I'm only willing to go what I agreed on.
Okay, so the contract has been signed between Ryan and Devin.
Yeah, it's definitely an agreement that was signed. We signed.
Okay, so both parties have signed. So that means that this is still a potential fight that's going to happen in October this year.
Yeah.
So what? Only thing that would change is probably what? The money that Ryan is going to make for this fight?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if the money changes at all anyway. I don't know. I don't know for him. I know that our money doesn't change.
And what grade did you give Shane Mosley as far as his help coming into the corner? Because was he the lead trainer or was he the assistant trainer?
No, I give him an A, but he was definitely part of our camp. You know what I mean? I give the the whole situation. Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's like somebody coming up and they're saying that they're gonna knock you out and they're gonna do all these things when they see you in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? And they don't do it.
I ain't ducking no smoke.
Right. But you get into a fight and then they say what happened and what did the dude do? If the dude didn't step on the gas and you whipped him, and the nigga didn't do nothing, that's what you're gonna be saying. And they say, well, you know what? We thought we were gonna see this in the Bronx and we was gonna see that and all that. Man, what did you come for? You came for you thought that the man was gonna knock Devin out. That's what you guys thought.
I didn't think he was gonna knock Devin out. I thought Devin was gonna come in there and beat brakes off of him and show everybody.
Wait. No. The question was not whether Devin beating the brakes on. The question was, did Devin have a chin? Was he going to be? He didn't
really show us if he had a chin because he was kind of running. He got on his bike. He was.
Look, have you ever?
He got on his bike, Bill. In my opinion, Bill, he got on his bike.
I agree that you have an opinion, but I'm telling you this though, you cannot. When a fighter, let me ask you this though: when a fighter know what they do and against another fighter, is there any place to run inside the ring?
All right. Well, that's my call, Coach. Thank you for taking my call. Thank you for taking my question.
Hey, Bill. Bill. Man, look, Bill. I'm anxious to see. We had a bunch of calls. Like people right now. You got another call calling in right now. Hold on, Bill. Another call calling in. Yeah, I'm glad. Man, this is all right. Hold on. All right, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Jamie from New York.
Jamie, talk to me. Second time.
There you go, man. Hey, Bill, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up, brother?
Hey, man, listen, I'm a Devin Haney hand, man. I'm not calling to hate, bro. You know what I mean? I do hate on your son a lot, but I am a fan of his, and so is my nephew. So I have two questions for you. Friday night, you guys had a chance of a lifetime to make a huge statement and win fans over. If you guys failed, big time. So if you guys get the rematch, okay, with Garcia, the big bag is no longer there. Are you willing to take a pay cut to make the fight happen?
Hey, we fight the other guys' fans. We fight. Listen, if you like Ryan Garcia, who do you fight him?
I was rooting for him Friday, but that wasn't the question, Bill. I was rooting for him Friday. But
who's your favorite fighter?
Your son. Your son is one of your son. You didn't answer the question, my friend. But I got another question for you, Bill.
So I said, we're talking. Which fight do you like? Right. My son. Which fight do you like?
All of them. I always root for him, bro. Even when he looks like this.
Which one? Which one?
Brother, why do you? That wasn't the question, man. But now you're asking me questions. But here we go. I got another question for you, man.
No. Listen. If you were a fan and you were talking to the coach, you were talking to his dad, then only when I talk to a fan of that.
All right, let me answer the question. I'll answer your question, but you didn't answer mine. All right. The Loma fight. I love the Loma fight, and I had him losing, but I was still rooting for him.
Oh.
So
you're a fan.
So we didn't get anywhere.
No.
That was the hardest fight. But we're not. I didn't ask you that, Bill. I'm sorry, man. I didn't ask you that, brother. I asked you if you're willing to take a pay cut to make the fight happen. You guys threw the bag.
That's the new thing. Listen, we don't take a pay cut and one fighter lost and then we won and then we take a pay cut. Get out of here. You're not no fucking fan. You're an imposter.
All right, Bill. All right. Listen, I got another question for you, brother.
You're an imposter. You're an imposter.
Okay.
All right. I know
that
you're not a fan.
But Bill,
because you don't even know.
But listen, Shane Mosley, you brought him in.
Huh?
You guys had a plan to box from day one. Why bring in Shane Mosley when the man fought for nothing like that?
Because let me tell you why. Because if
make something up. You wasted your time, brother. You wasted your money.
No.
You wasted your money, bro.
If Robert
Shane Mosley did not box like that, bro. He was aggressive and he was entertaining. He did not put people to sleep.
You're not a fan because you're not interested in him anyway.
Say what you want, but I was rooting for your son. I'm being frank with you. I was rooting for your son, bro.
No, you're not. You want me to answer the question, or you want me to answer the question?
All right, man. Listen, thank you for not answering my questions. Have a good day. Thank you,
All
Coach.
right, salute, fam. Don't worry about it, Bill. Hold on. We got another call calling in, Bill. Bill, we got another call calling in. The phone, man, these phone lines is, man, I'm talking about, bro, Bill, these phone lines jumping like hotcakes right now. Caller, what's the name? Where you calling from?
Sugar Shane.
Martin
Sugar
from
Shane.
Mark from Oakland, 2 times.
Let me ask the question from the other caller. So Sugar Shane, he did a great job, right? When you talk about, violating and having to demonstrate, if the guy had just ran up, because it's easy to just run up, but it's something that's called respect. And you got a chance to see a fighter that's normally throwing over 100 punches around, a fighter that's been busy, 2 division champion. He got power. You know what I mean? He didn't. He wasn't able to close the door, or he didn't over try. I don't know what he didn't do, but they didn't have the answers.
All right,
Mark
from Oakland. Mark from Oakland, talk to him. Go ahead.
Yeah, Coach. What's up, Bill? I picked Dev to win by knockout rounds 8 to 10, and that was based on having seen Jose Ramirez's last 4 performances, against Josh Taylor, Rancis Barthélemy, and Arnold Barboza. He should have basically been 0-3 in his last 3 fights going into this one. To me, he's a sharp fighter, and I don't know, honestly, I expected, Dev to take him out just based on the way he fought against Ryan. And I get it. He probably looked at it like, fuck that. I'm a fight the way I fight. I'm a be who I am. And I respect that, because a lot of people are like, Devin was scared, this and that. And I don't buy that, because I'm going to tell you like this. I give Dev a lot of credit because he showed a lot of heart getting up off that canvas multiple times against Ryan, when a lot of guys, they're looking at their corner, especially if their dad's in their corner like, Pops, get me out of here, save me. So they're looking to the ref. You look at AJ versus, Andy Reeves. He was looking at that ref like, what's up, blood? Help a motherfucker out. Don't make me look like a bitch begging to stop the fight. Dev never did that. So I will always have the utmost respect for Dev, because everybody talks about they got that dog in them, they got heart, but most motherfuckers never prove it. And so therefore, I'll never put the scared label on him. I just felt like he fought conservatively, figuring that Ryan Garcia fight was in the bag, and it just, Ryan fucked it up. You know what I'm saying? And my question is, if the Ryan fight is dead, where does Dev go from here? He's the 140 champion recess. Does he challenge Gary Antoine Russell, or does he stay at 147? Bill,
you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. No, I'm here. I can hear you, Doc. I can hear you. No, you cooking. So you cooking. Definitely. And I appreciate it.
He asked you a question.
Yeah, Devin. What I'm saying is, first, I'm telling him how proud I am of Devin and the heart that he has. With Ryan Garcia, with all the fights. With coming back with this fight and to a fight. They said, well, why would you select that, right? And then preparing for that. Right? When you talk about fights like Jerry Antoine Russell, when you talk about fights, Conor Ben, you talk about fights. Those are a couple guys that I say aggressive, fighters. Knowing how to handle them, knowing how to handicap them. You know what I'm saying? That was our plan. You know what I'm saying? To get a chance to get up in there and check the cobwebs off and know, okay, how do you handicap a lead fighter when the time comes?
No, Bill. The question was, okay, if Ryan Garcia fight don't happen, who y'all fight next? What's
I know, no, but hold on. But let me tell you, that fight. What I'm saying is that fight for us, fighting Jose Ramirez and fighting Ramirez the kind of way, was a fight to prepare us for Ryan Garcia or anyone in the business on an elite level. You know what I'm saying? So we weren't going with someone else that wouldn't prepare us. I think that particular fight prepared us to be able to go into a fight with Ryan Garcia or anybody next. And I have to stand firm on who we agreed to. We agreed. I did an agreement. We did commercials with Ryan Garcia. We did all that. I don't believe that the fight is not on the table. It's not on the table until I hear it from Turkey.
All right. Well, listen, man. Shout
Okay.
out to Martin, man. Salute, fam. Shout out to Martin.
Shut up, Mark.
Yeah, give him a round of applause. We got other calls calling in. Yeah, we gonna limit everybody questions to one question. We gonna limit everybody question to one question, Bill, because they you know, because these answers are kind of you know, I got the same numbers calling me 20 times. Caller, what's your name when you call from?
Yeah, but yeah.
Smitty from Ohio. What's going on, Coach?
Smitty from Ohio. Talk to me. Yeah, go ahead, fam.
Okay, so quick question, Bill. Do you have somebody like on your team that like kind of keep it real with you or is kind of honest with you about what's going on? Because I mean, I'm happy Haney came back, and you know, I thought that to me it looked. I thought he needed that fight to get over that mental hurdle, but the performance, man, I thought Ramirez was there for your son to step on him, man. And so, like, do you care about like gaining new fans? Because I'm watching it, I'm in my house, I have new fans, I got people that don't watch boxing, and everybody in the house is disappointed. Like, one of the worst Friday nights of boxing people have ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, every fight, right, ain't gonna be the same. And new boxing fans are what we call casual fans, right? And you want casual fans to come to the sport, but at the same time, you won't expect the casual fan to understand everything about boxing in one day because it's a sweet science. It's actual science in it. You know what I'm saying? It's like going to science class for the first time. You know what I mean? You're not going to understand everything.
So what about the fighters who are veterans, who are Hall of Famers, and who have performed at high levels in the sport of boxing? What if they are saying the exact same things that the casual new fans are saying? Do you dismiss that as just being they don't understand the sweet science, or how do you look at that?
Well, I mean, I know it's people that have called me that are in the business, and you have even rivals that if Crawford does what Devin uses the Devin style, he'll beat Canelo.
Mm. Okay. Well, listen.
Yeah, I thought he was overly hesitant, man. Like some of the movement, I feel like he didn't have to do, man. Like Haney, like old Haney steps on him with no issue. Like old right. Devin steps on him.
But the thing about it is that for it to be a turn-up and for us to come in on an undercard and for us to take the small gloves on, you have to stick to the game plan and say, okay, this is a big fight, but we got another bigger fight with an even bigger, faster puncher. Let's see this shit under the lights. Work this shit under the lights, and then come back and let's put it all together as a stew. You know what I mean? In October. But what is a tune-up fight if you're not tuning shit up?
No, I'm with you on that. I'm happy you got the rounds. I'm happy you got the rounds. I just thought. I mean, I'm sure Ramirez had to punch his chin. I just thought he was there for you guys to step on, man. And I was kind of looking forward to seeing, you know, Haney get that confidence going into the next fight.
The confidence. I opted for real confidence and real boxing IQ. Is the fact of is that everyone looks at him now and says, okay, how can I really get him? If I can't mentally get him to do that, how can I really get to Devin? If the media can't draw him in, if you can't draw Bill Haney in, if you can't do all that shit and get Devin to stop on his own, right, and stand in front of him and give him a puncher's chance, then what's going to happen?
Now, I'm with you. I mean, I get it. You trying to get to the bag. You trying to get to the next fight. I get it. I just thought, man, Haney, again, I just thought he could have.
All right, we got. All right, well, hey, listen.
All right, but good luck to you, Bill. And thanks, Coach.
Right, shout out to Smitty. Yeah, we got, man. This the last call. This the last one, man. This call here, this dude here calling back to back. Hold on. Let me see.
Please.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? You the last call.
CJ from the 504, Coach.
CJ 504, talk to me.
What's going on, Bill? What's happening with you, man?
Hey, what's up? 504?
Hey, I need you to land your plane, CJ, because I got calls calling in left and right, so I need everybody to get to their points. I don't want to cut people off, so.
All right. Yeah, I wanted to say, man, the best I've seen Devin, man, was when he fought Regis, right? We saw Devin stay within range. He controlled distance very well.
he stayed in front of the man the entire fight. He moved his feet when he had to. He pivoted very well. He got on the weak side when need be. That's what I expected when I saw Devin fight against Ramirez. From round one, his feet were real frantic. He had real frantic feet. He bit on a lot of feints. Every feint that Ramirez would throw looked like Devin reacted to it, which I didn't like that either. I thought he would kind of settle as the fight progressed, but he continuously backed up and kind of moved around the entire fight. And I was, I had a fight party, and we was waiting on Devin to actually sit in front of this man and start literally every time Ramirez would throw, we was waiting on Devin to make this motherfucker pay. You understand what I'm saying? Because Devin was faster than him, had better feet. There was nothing that Ramirez could do that Devin couldn't counter. So, like I said, when he in a ring with a fighter of that caliber, we expect him, you understand, to do what he needs to do and get that motherfucker. If not out of there, beat his ass so bad to where they call it a stoppage. But like I said, I didn't like what I saw from him on Friday. I expected way much more from Devin because I got high expectations from the young man based on who we seen him beat and how we seen him fight in the past. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. 504.
All right, shout out to CJ 504. Salute to you, fella. Thank you for calling, brother. All right, yeah. Hold on, Bill. We got one more. This is the last one right here because this caller been calling. Oh, they hung up.
Answer questions, or am I just? Because it seems like I'm just sitting on the phone, Coach.
Oh no. The thing, no, Bill. We got 1,000 calls calling in. People want to talk to you. So the callers are asking a question, but they're long-winded questions, or they may ask multiple questions. And then when you reply back, it's a 5 to 10 minute answer. And then we got 20 calls calling in at the same time. So I'm trying to get everybody in, but I'm gonna just have to shut it down. I'm gonna have to shut the calls down.
No, okay. Well, listen, if they call, just give me an opportune time to just let me know. Okay, so
go ahead, reply back. You can reply back now. Go ahead.
Okay, so 504. That's a great point that he said. But when you talk about preparing for, like I say, Robert Garcia, I can't give them enough credit. Robert Garcia and Papa Chinko and these guys, they are preparing just like y'all know that y'all ready for that shit too. They ready for it too. You know what I'm saying? So it's a counter to a counter. You know what I'm saying? And so taking away Robert Garcia's weapons and handicapping them and all the shit. If you really know how easy this shit is, I mean, you know how hard it is, you would understand. It's not easy at all.
Yeah, I get it. I definitely get it. Hold on, Bill. We got some super chats. Let me get to the super chats and see what questions that they may have in the super chats. Shout out to the pullout. He said Nello versus Jake Paul. Okay. The pullout said Turkey a lick. So I guess he's saying Turkey just giving away money like hotcakes. Yeah, Bill. It appears that Turkey Al Sheikh. I know these guys are playing with a lot of money in Saudi Arabia, and I know you don't give a damn. You just want to get the money.
Man, them people crazy. But they listen. It's crazy to think that them people is a lick or any of that shit when we're talking about it. I mean, he's promoting. Turkey is doing his thing, and that's it.
Is Turkey a promoter or because is he a promoter or the promotion company that promote the fight? What is he? Or he just a financier?
You know what? I don't know what I would label him, financier, or I wouldn't know. But I mean, I know that he's bringing a lot of attention.
We got a call coming in right here. I mean? We got a call coming in. This dude been calling a lot. Hold on, let me at least get it. Let me at least get him in because he been calling. He don't call 25 times. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hold on. All right, caller, you the last call. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Teddy from California.
Teddy from California, talk to me.
What part of California you from, Teddy?
We're from the Inland Empire.
Okay, Inland Empire, okay.
Okay, I had a question, Bill. They're making this big deal on the internet about you posting a video insinuating that Jose Ramirez went to the hospital. Can you elaborate on that somewhat?
Yeah, well, no different than what you guys probably seen on the internet is Jose Ramirez going to the ambulance after, and Fight Hype reported it as well. Devin didn't go to the ambulance. Broly didn't go to no ambulance. There was no need for them to go to an ambulance. You know, so that's what I reported. I said, you know, one guy is front row, right? One guy front row, one guy goes to the ambulance. That's what I said.
Okay, that answers our question. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hey, Bill, was it? Let me answer this. Let me do this. Was it the reason that the fighters went in the ambulance because of there was no locker rooms?
No, that's not true, because like I said, both Rolly and Devin, both of them didn't go to an ambulance at all.
So but Jose Ramirez wasn't the only one that went to an ambulance. I heard, from what I've heard, I don't know how true this is. You was there. All of the fighters who lost went to the ambulance. Is that true?
Well, I mean, if you listen, I don't know if you lost, and I guess if you suffered any damage, I guess you'd go to the ambulance. But I don't know anything about. Normally they go, you know, everybody goes to just see the regular doctor right there in the tent. And they just keep it pushing. There ain't no checking out anything else. It's just something that's real quick.
Okay. Let me read these super chats, Bill, and I'm gonna let you go. He said, "Shout out to Candy Slim, dropping a half a dub." He said 32-0. Lord Devin Haney. The reason he won and Skull didn't was because Devin outlanded Canelo. I guess he's trying to say Canelo. Skull and Jose Ramirez win today. Look good tomorrow. That confidence builder. Dev will be back. Yeah. I mean, I guess I get what he's trying to say. Shout out to David Vasquez. He said, "Bill, why you lie about Ramirez broken jaw?" I think
I didn't say Ramirez had a broken jaw. I said that he ended up in the back of the ambulance after. Why everybody is saying that it was boring. Just ain't this sport ain't. This sport is the hurt business.
Mm. Shout out to Keith's Bulldog dropping a half a dub, who's sponsoring the show. He said, "Look, we need members to support Coach. Salute." Yeah, I appreciate that, fam. Shout out to Bill. Shout out to Big Stalks dropping a quarter of a dub. He said, "Coach, tell Bill to stop selling wolf tickets. He's a con man. We know what the sweet signs look like. No one want to see." I guess he's trying to say Dev anymore. Okay. Shout out to the Pull-Out Bandit. He said Robert Garcia said all the losers had to get checked after the fight. There was no locker room, so the ambulance is there. Is where it happened at. That's what this guy is saying. Pull-Out Bandit. Pull-Out Bandit.
He said that the losers had to get checked.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he said they had to go to the ambulance, and the reason why they went to the ambulance was because there was no locker rooms. That's what he's saying. I don't know if they had a tent. They could have had a tent.
So they say,
could have had a tent.
No, they said, "Come over here, the losers. Come over here to win." No, they don't do that, man.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
Shout out to the Pull-Out Bandit. He say Nello, Skull 111, Dev Jose 110. Shout out to Constantine. He say the record for championship fights. Dev wasn't for a belt. Ryan's was for a belt. Tio's was for a belt. Canelo was for a belt. There have been a plethora of fights with less punches than all weekend fights. Okay. I just looked it up, Bill. It says that you guys, Devin Haney and Jose Ramirez, ranked number 4 in CompuBox history for the least punches.
Okay.
Throw.
So that's what I'm saying is.
So you're not number 1, 2, or 3. You're right. You're right.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Shout out to Danny D, dropping a quarter of a dub. He say, "Tell Bill Haney fought like a cat." He said, y'all misunderstood Floyd hit and don't get hit meant sit and exchange while being fast enough to avoid your opponent. That's what he said. Shout out to Danny D. Bill, anything you want to wrap up with?
No. It's been a great time to talk to everybody. And I appreciate their opinions of what they got. But if you got a better fighter and you got a fighter that's struck though, he's gonna do everything, gonna do all that. Listen, because guess what? If y'all were to get in the ring with your favorite fighter, he's gonna annihilate you, right? Because you don't know where to go, you don't know nothing, right? So why he don't do that to Devin? That's all. That's all we talking about. Whoever your favorite fighter is. Let's see.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.